everything I build, so when I show you Cyber City, and when you hear about Star Stake and all this stuff, and energy in general, that is my underlying mission. That is my purpose. That is my vision, and that is my mission, okay? So just so you know where my passions lie. Now, okay, so to think of energy, you have to think of these three things. It's no bigger than this, no smaller than this. This is it. This is everything. If somebody were to ask me, what is energy? I would explain it by explaining these three things. And this is all you need to know is, first and foremost, it's a financial system. It's a system to be able to give us what we need to be able to do what we want to do with energy, okay? Second thing is, okay, now that we have a financial system that allows us to take payments and distribute money and secure things and all this, automate everything, there's got to be the technologies. And this is how we get there, right? This is how we achieve our mission. This is how we achieve our purpose. And that is having technologies to be able to do that. And then the applications there are the third piece, and that's what we do. We create applications to help people in all kinds of different ways, right? And so we, as myself, my partners, and the things that I do it to help entrepreneurs, right? In that sphere of influence. Other people can create applications for their things, but in general, for energy, what we need is a financial system. How we get to do the things that we want to do, we use technologies that we own, that we have, and we have applications that basically explain what we do. That's who we are. We have applications that solve problems in all kinds of different areas, okay? So let me break that down for you. This is the last slide. Is how do we create success in energy? And I say we as in all of us, those of you watching, this is how we do it, because I don't own energy. I'm just contributing to energy. I'm one of the creators helping build this whole ecosystem so we can all thrive, okay? So the first thing was we got to build the financial system, and that's what you guys have seen. You're part of this. The liquidity behind energy is important for us to do what we need to do. We have to have that stability with the NRGY DeFi coin, right? The tokenomics, the ability to have things like NRGY, a transactional coin, to be able to support the technology that's about to happen. All the tokenomics that you'll hear about, which are so awesome. Smart contracts to automate things and to make sure that things happen how they should using blockchain. That's super important too. And the reflections, the rewards, the things you get for participating. This is all part of this financial system, and this is done. This is in place, which is really awesome, okay? The second thing, now we have the technologies, right? We have this distribution model, which allows us to incentivize promoting anything, and that starts with energy, and it moves to iNFTs, and it moves to dApps and so forth. But that is a technology. Nobody else does that. It may seem small, but in the decentralized world, we're the only ones that do it like this. Tracking systems, you're going to see that on the new website. Why is it taking so long? Well, tracking things decentralized tracking has never been built. It's not like an affiliate system that uses cookies. You don't have logins. There's wallets involved. It's a much more complicated thing. So that is a huge technology that we have here, and that's unique to energy. The infinity NFTs, right? Like, super important. That's amazing. That's the backbone of this whole thing. That's the secret sauce. The legal contracts that make all this real, right? That make the iNFTs and the royalties and the licensing, all of that real. It's not just hearsay or talk, okay? So those things are done. They're pretty much all done. They're being tweaked, but they're there. You're here. You're part of it. Some of you made a ton of money, and those of you that are here are going to go on to do some amazing things if you stay the course. And then the next thing we need to do is create the applications, and that's what's being built now. Now, obviously, when the world finds out about this in a big way, I believe lots of people will create applications on energy. They're going to understand it to be able to do that. But for now, myself and others like Alan and Dwayne and Peter, like, we're all working together to create these internal applications to get this out to the world. So we have the Energy Portal, which is the new NRGY website, which you're going to have all the bridges built into that and the tracking. That is our first application. I call it an application because it really is. It's built on top of the financial system. You have the Energy Manager. If you guys haven't seen that, it's the brand new manager that's coming out. I've showed previews multiple times. It's a way for you to manage your portfolio, not only for energy and the rewards, right? Those reflections that you'll be getting from NRGY, to see it in a really fun, cool, clear way. But to also then manage all the iNFTs and all your royalty contracts and all the assets that you have there. So that was a huge application. That's a dApp itself, right? The Energy Portfolio Manager. And then you have Star Stake. And Star Stake, you guys, is the overlying brand behind the iNFT marketplace. So you'll have Star Stake Music, you'll have Star Stake Sports, you'll have Star Stake Business, you'll have Star Stake, all kinds of different branches of Star Stake, and that's the marketplace in which people can find these iNFTs, and there'll be hundreds and thousands of them in the future. But Star Stake is a dApp in which allows people to find and invest and participate in all these iNFTs. Okay, not just music. I know we started with that, but it's certainly much bigger than that. And then there's Cyber City. Okay, and Cyber City is the portal in which we introduce people to this ecosystem, to the financial system, to understand it a little bit better. Why do we need to use coins? Why do we use tokens? What's the purpose of decentralized anything, right? Cyber City is just kind of an onboarding process, and you'll see that here in a second, that just makes it beautiful, makes it friendly, makes it understandable, makes it step by step to be able to find out, okay, I need a coin to do this. I can't use a credit card or cash necessarily, right? And here's why. And then they go and say, okay, I want to invest in iNFTs. I want to promote this and make money. I want to do X, Y, Z. And it just shows them the pathways they can go. I want to create my own iNFT, or I know this musician, I want to introduce him to this page. It just allows, it's a gateway, right? It's a playground, as I call it, to introduce people to this and to be able to make money doing so, all right? So Cyber City is my vision of creating a marketing platform for us to build this decentralized network, but a place to also help understand and educate the rest of the world about what we have. Now, of course, they can go to Star Stake directly and they'll be able to get iNFTs, right? But there's going to maybe be a learning curve there. So they could go through Cyber City to do so, okay? And then dAppWorks is the final dApp, and dAppWorks is really the mechanism for people to create their own iNFTs or to learn how to create their own dApps. It's a process they can go through just to build on top of this ecosystem, all right? And then the last piece, now those are all being built, they're being deployed. Right now, the portal is being finished. It'll be, I think, done this week. The NRGY Manager, which is being deployed this week, I heard. The code is done. And then Star Stake, Cyber City, and dAppWorks is coming in the next 2 to 3 months. So, or maybe even sooner, actually. So it's all right here, and this is part of how we succeed. We have to have these applications to build the economy on top of the technology, which is secured by this financial system, which allows this all to happen. All right. And then after that happens, we grow this thing, we build this thing, and we do that through marketing, education, compensation, media, and partnerships. Just us personally, we're spending our own money to build the marketing for this, because we know that, from just getting on the listings like CoinMarketCap, I mean, it's very expensive. It's 30 grand just to get listed. And people complain, why aren't you guys listed? Why aren't you guys listed? And they get really mad about that. Yet I don't see them forking over the 30 grand to get listed or the 40 grand to get on CoinGecko. I don't see them paying that. And so that's okay, but we'll get there, right? So we're doing those things. We're contributing to those things. And we also have the compensation, the incentives for promoting, right? Well, the world will learn that they can make so much money with this thing. Plus, we have a brand new media department that is going to start the NRGY YouTube channel, do all of that. We have a social management team that we just hired. And then it'll come down to partnerships. Like, we'll partner with brands, we'll partner with influencers, we'll partner with celebrities to really bring attention to this. But none of that is possible without the other pieces, right? Without the applications to make this thing easy to use and fun and understandable, right? To house everything together. And then without the technologies underlying those legal contracts and the smart contracts and the distribution model and all that. You got to have that. And then you have to have the financial system to make it all work, right? You can't just go use PayPal or use Microsoft or Apple and say, hey, we're done. No, we had to literally create our own financial system. And thank goodness that blockchain exists and cryptography and decentralization, like all this stuff makes it all possible now for us to do that. Okay, so what I want to do now, hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully you understand, like, this is our path to success. It doesn't happen instantly. It takes a minute. Not everybody's going to get it today because it's early. They see a coin and they think it's Doge, or they think it's that other crap coin that has no value. They may not see any of this stuff. And we're going to do a great job at improving this messaging and improving where we're going so they can see it. But it really won't be until they touch it and they feel it and they can actually see it in action, right? Those use cases. And that's where the cynics are always going to be there until that happens. And guess what happens when that does happen? Then they start using it, and then they start loving it, and they start changing their narrative to, wow, look at what they did. They don't care. Again, remember I told you at the beginning, we don't care where technology comes from. We don't care where technology goes. We only care what technology does for us today, right? Nobody thinks about the dot-com bubble that happened, right? You don't think about 1994 where the internet started and everybody criticized it and said it was a fad, right? And all the people that lost tons and tons and tons and tons of money on the dot-com bubble burst, right? Nobody thinks about that anymore because there's so much money and opportunity on the internet today. People aren't going to think of all the cryptocurrency issues, right? And the legislative things in the media, like all this press. Nobody's going to remember that when there's actual use cases and people are using it to make their lives better, to improve things. And I guarantee you, I'll bet my life on it, it will happen because it fixes so many problems. It's just people don't quite understand how to protect it, protect themselves, use it, adapt to it, profit from it, control it. All these things are happening, same as the internet, okay? So the narrative will change when all of a sudden the world sees, wow, this really does make things better for this person or that way we are so used to doing things in the past, all right? So that is our roadmap to success. That's my roadmap to success. That's what I'm building off of for the first group of applications here until we can get out there and the rest of the world sees this. And then we have some big, big things happening with partnerships and other ventures on top of this, okay? So this is why I'm here. This is what I'm doing. I want to show you Cyber City now. I want to show you this cool little preview clip. It's just what you're going to see is actually different versions of the onboarding screens. When somebody goes into Cyber City, they connect their wallet and they go through a series of steps, and those steps explain, they just explain everything. And they help them buy crypto right there on the page. You don't have to go elsewhere. They help them buy NRGY, because remember, NRGY is the transactional currency that we use here. You must use NRGY to stake a song, to stake an iNFT, to even purchase Cyber City access. You have to use NRGY, and every time that happens, what happens to the value of the coin? What happens to energy? Okay, so let me just play this cool clip. Super fun. I think it's cool. Hope you guys enjoy it. That's just my take on this whole thing. Thank you for remaining the course here. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your belief. I appreciate it. It's 2 a.m. here on a Saturday. And as much as I'd love to just be watching a movie or sleeping rather, I think it's important that we always keep pushing forward. That I always try to do better every day, that we try to help people understand this better. And starts with me, starts with you, starts with everybody doing a better job. And we'll get there. I assure you, we will get there. We're close. So with that, we'll see you. Enjoy the video.
is it?